going to attempt to say something. I need your help, though. I need your help. I need you to stay awake.
All right.
Amen. I call your attention to the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 12. Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 12. Let us all stand who are able for the reading of the word. Chapter 12, verse number 40. On this Resurrection Sunday. Good to see you, Brother Parker. When you have it, say amen.
Amen.
Let's read it together. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Amen. You may be seated.
Amen.
I'm going to talk to you from this song, the resurrection, the rapture, and the reward. The resurrection, the rapture, and the reward. Personification is God's way of communicating biblical truths in the form of a person. Personification are to personify means the event or belief becomes a person. I'm going to help you in a minute. When we think of certain things, in some instances, we can identify a person. When we think of the giant problems and giant issues, giant circumstances, we can see that all in the person of Goliath. He personifies giants. When we think of people who betray and the act of betraying and betrayal, we can see that in the person of Judas.
All right.
He personifies betrayal. Are y'all with me this morning?
Yes, yes.
Oftentimes, there are hidden revelations in relationship with the power of God, and God uses a person to make the truth more evident and concrete. The perfect example of personification involves the revelation of the love of God. During the Old Testament times, many knew about the wrath of God. They knew about the judgment of God, but only few knew about the love of God. It wasn't until we were introduced to Jesus that we understood the love of God. It's Jesus who personifies the love of God. What am I saying? It's Jesus who is God's love in person.
Come on now.
In person. In person. He's God's love in person. The Apostle John in Revelation 9 and 16 personifies death. He says, in the end, they shall run and flee, and they shall seek death, and death shall run and flee from them.
All right. All right.
He personifies death.
All right.
In the person of Jonah, the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ is personified in Jonah.
All right.
His life experience of the whale is the embodiment of everything we believe about death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
All right. All right.
He says, so as Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights,
Yes, sir.
so shall the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I talked to you about hidden revelations. Now, the Bible doesn't tell us the day that Jonah died. It just tells us that he died. Because we read that in Jonah 2:6. He said, I went down to the bottoms of the mountains. The earth with her bars was about me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from corruption.
All right. All right.
Corruption means that he died.
All right.
He says, oh Lord, my God. He died. Jesus died.
Oh, yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, he did.
Now there's some arguments as to what day he died.
All right.
There's some arguments. But I believe that Jonah died on a Friday because the Jewish Passover was always on a Friday.
All right.
The Bible doesn't specifically tell us what day Jesus died. But it does tell us he died.
He died.
And it tells us what day he got up on.
All right.
He got up on a Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
It says the first day of the week. And that's a Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And all we got to do is go backwards 3 days. The Lord said, is there not 24 hours in a day?
All right.
Can you hear me this morning?
Yes, sir.
There are arguments about the day. There's those saying that the church is lies because there's not 3 days between Friday and Sunday. And they're missing the part that he died.
He died.
You hear me? They're arguing about when he died, and they're not paying attention to the fact that he died.
He died.
I wish you could hear me this morning.
Come on.
All we need to do is search the scriptures. The Bible is able to settle arguments. I wish you could hear me this morning.
Yes,
If we go to Genesis 1 and 5, it says that, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. It doesn't say the morning and the evening were the first day. It says the evening and the morning
All right now.
were the first day.
All right.
God's day starts in the evening.
All right.
Man's day starts in the morning. He died on a Thursday according to man's calendar, but he died on a Friday according to God's calendar.
All right now. Come on.
I wish you could hear me.
Come on. Breathe.
Jonah's death, burial, and resurrection personified Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. Now watch this. Jonah was also a sacrifice.
All right.
I don't believe you hear me.
All right.
Jonas was a sacrifice.
All right.
Jonah came forward to the captain of the crew and said, the reason that you're tossing and turning, the reason that your ship is about to break up is because I'm on board. But if you take me and sacrifice me and throw me overboard, then you'll have peace.
Yes, sir.
And you'll be saved.
Yes, sir.
You'll be saved.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that what he said?
That's what he said. Thank you, Jesus.
He says, offer me up. Offer me up.
Glory to
The
God.
resurrection, the rapture, and the reward. The rapture of the church is what we believe is going to happen.
All right.
I think about 2-3 people there. Let me say that again. I must be in the wrong place.
All right.
The rapture of the church is what we believe is going to happen. God's going to come down. He's coming back. He's going to take the church out of the world.
All right.
He's going to take us up.
Already, God. All right.
They're going to look around and we're not going to be here. Can I have a witness? Because God's going to take us.
Yes, he is.
Jesus said, I go and prepare a place for you. And where I go, I shall return and come back for you. He's coming back for me. I can't testify for you. But he's coming back for me. He's coming back for me now.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 24:37 says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. The days of Noah and the flood are symbolic of the great tribulation. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The flood symbolizes the great tribulation, and Enoch was taken up before the flood.
All right.
Enoch was taken up. Enoch symbolizes the church being taken up before the tribulation.
All right.
He personifies the rapture of the church.
Come on.
Genesis says Enoch walked with God, and Enoch was not because God took him.
Yes, sir.
God's going to take the church.
Thank you, Jesus.
Enoch personifies the rapture of the church.
on.
We're not just believing in some fable.
No.
We're not believing in some misguided fortune. It's in the book.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
Hallelujah.
It's in the book.
Hallelujah.
Enoch's life experience
Hallelujah.
of being taken out of the world before
Hallelujah.
the flood
Thank you, Jesus.
is the embodiment of everything we believe
Yes, sir.
about the church being taken up out of the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come
Now
on.
there's hidden revelation involved.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible doesn't tell us the struggle nor sacrifice that Enoch made.
All right.
It doesn't tell us the struggle, it tells us the sacrifice. It doesn't tell us the struggle. What am I saying, church? We don't need the Bible to tell us that Enoch had to struggle to walk with God.
All right now.
All you need to do is look at yourself.
All right now. All
It's
right.
a struggle.
All right.
To walk with God, it's a struggle.
Yes, sir.
To walk with God when you're around evil folks.
Yes, sir.
I wish you could hear me.
Come on. Come on.
Enoch lived in the time that was the worst of evil in the world. God looked at the world and said, it grieved me to my heart
My Lord.
that I made man.
My Lord.
But he did see a light. It's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. Here's a man who had no church to go and no Christians to worship with. But he became the personification of the church. He walked with God.
Yes, he did.
In the midst of
Yes, he did.
tribulation.
Yes, he
In
did.
the midst of turmoil. He walked with God.
Yes, he did.
When everybody else was practicing evil, he walked with God.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a struggle.
Yes, sir.
The book of Hebrews says that he had this testimony that he pleased God.
Yeah. Yeah.
He pleased God.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm here to tell you that if you walk with God, God's going to walk with you.
Yes, he will.
Do I have a witness?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God took him. God took Enoch
Glory to God.
like he's going to take the church.
Glory to God. Thank
Says Hebrews 11 by faith that Hebrews 11:5 by faith Enoch was translated
All right now.
that he should not see death.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but if the Lord comes back this morning, I'm going to be changed.
Yes, sir. Glory to
I'm
God.
not going to see death.
Glory to
Do I
God.
have a witness?
Yes, sir.
Paul said it's going to happen in an instant, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. I wish you could
Come
hear
on.
me.
Come on, Pastor.
All right, all right.
Come on. Come on. Hallelujah.
I heard somebody say, I know I've been
I
changed
know I've been changed.
because the angels in heaven done
Glory
signed
to God.
my name.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm going to be through in a minute.
That's all right. Come on.
I've told you how Jonah personifies the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
All right. All right.
As Jonah was in the belly of the whale,
Thank you, Lord.
3 days and 3
Come on
nights,
now. Come on. Come on. Come
so
on.
shall
Yeah.
the Son of Man
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
be in the heart of the earth 3 days
Yes, sir.
and 3 nights. I've tried to tell you how Enoch personifies the rapture.
All right.
He was
Yes, he was.
taken up as the church shall be taken up. Do I have a witness?
Yes, sir.
Amen.
But there's one more person I want to tell you
Come
about.
on. Come on.
And he personifies the gift of God.
All right now.
You see, there's no reward without the gift.
All right now.
Do I have a witness?
Yes, sir.
I heard
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Paul say,
Come on. Come on.
the wages of
Yes,
sin
sir.
is death, but the gift of God
Yeah, life.
is eternal life.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Can
sir.
anybody pray with me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is
sir.
anybody glad
Glad.
that Jesus
Yes, sir. Yes,
took
sir.
their place?
Yes, sir.
Aren't you glad?
Glad.
Weren't you guilty
Yes, sir.
of the crimes that you committed?
Yes, sir.
Anybody here glad
Glad.
that it
Glad.
wasn't you
Yes, sir.
that was nailed to that cross?
Yes, sir.
I don't hear me. Let me ask you again. Is anybody
Yes,
glad
sir. Yes, sir.
that it wasn't you who was nailed to the cross?
Thank you, Jesus.
I stopped by
Thank you,
to
Jesus.
tell you this morning
All right, tell us.
there's somebody who personifies 15 and 15
Yes, sir.
says, and so Pilate, willing to content the people, released Barabbas
Yes, sir.
unto them and delivered Jesus when he had scourged
Come
him
on.
to be crucified.
Yes, sir.
Barabbas is living proof
Uh-huh.
of what we believe.
right.
Did anybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
He's the concrete evidence that Jesus died
Yeah.
in our stead.
Yes, sir.
Do I have a witness? Barabbas was released
Yeah.
and they crucified Jesus.
Yeah.
It's on the record.
Yes, sir.
It's on the record of the Bible.
Come on.
It's on the record
Come on.
in heaven.
Yes, sir.
It's on the record
Yes, sir.
down below that Barabbas was let go
All right.
and Jesus was crucified.
Yes, he was.
Anybody glad?
Glad.
Anybody glad
Yes, sir.
that he took your place?
Yes, sir.
He was arrested
Thank you, Lord.
that we might be set free.
Yes, sir.
He was tried
Yes,
that we would be let go.
Yes, sir.
He was sentenced
Glory.
that we would be pardoned.
Yes, sir.
He was guilty that we would be found innocent.
Hallelujah.
He came down that I might be able to go up.
Yes, sir.
He put on
Yeah.
a crown of thorns
Yes, sir.
that I might put on a crown of life.
Yeah.
He died
He
that I
died.
might live.
Thank you, Lord.
Laid him
Thank you, Lord.
in the tomb.
Yes, they did.
But early, he got up. Didn't he get up? All power in his hand. I heard Paul say, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ.
Yes, sir.
It's the power of God unto salvation.
Glory.
I don't know about you, church, but it took nothing less than the power of God to save my soul. I was a wretch. Amazing grace. It took the power of God to save me. No other power, when nothing else can help, love lifted me. The power of God, same power in the Gospels, same power that lit the stars in the sky, same power that made heaven and earth. Isn't he all right? Isn't he all right? Isn't he all right? Isn't he all right? God is good. All the time. All the time. God is good. You know what the reward is, church? One day, the struggle will be over. Every day, I'm trying to live the Christian life. Every day, I'm trying to avoid temptation. I'm trying to conquer sin. I'm trying to get over the evil. Every day, I'm trying to get over myself. Every day, it's a battle. It's a struggle. But the reward is one day, the struggle will be over. One day, I'll take my Bible and my hymn books and I'll close them. Do I have a witness? One of these days, the Lord is coming back. He's coming back for his church without spot or wrinkle. Well, what do you mean, Reverend? Now unto him who's able to present us before his presence with exceeding joy, the only wise God our Savior. Is he your Savior? He's my Savior. He's my rock in a weary land. He's my shelter when the storm clouds gather. He's my friend that's sticking closer to a brother. Isn't he all right? Isn't he all right?
Hallelujah.
He's all right.
All right.
He's all right.
All right. He's all right. Thank you, Lord.
I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. How long, church? Till I die.
Thank you, Jesus.
I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. Doors of church are open. I'm going to stay on the battlefield.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to stay on the battlefield. I'm going to stay on the battlefield until I die. I'm going to stay on the church battlefield. Now, there may be someone here that does not know Christ and the departing of their sin. If you're in here now, this is your time now. Why don't you come? Why don't you come now and give your life, surrender your life unto our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The door of the church is now open. It's open. The door of the church is open now. Why don't you come? He saved your life. He saved my life. It's your time now. If you're in here, why don't you come? We thank God for you.